Um, so on a lighter matter, what's your opinion on self-help books? More specifically, the self-help books that have been coming out in the past 5, 10 years. Do you recommend any of them?
I recommend every book that you can read.
Really?
I think every book that is out there, not hoax things that I mean, devil worshippers or none of that kind of stuff. But I mean, if a decent psychologist is, if somebody with a degree has written a book about a specific subject, it's worth reading and it's worth learning some from it. Yes.
I actually agree with you, but the only thing that I don't agree with you is that even if you are interested in, like devil worshipping, it's just an example, but like, I think you should read that too. Like, because even if you don't agree with it, you should kind of see what their point of view is.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's interesting. Yeah.
I think I think that as a human being, this world is so interesting.
Mhm.
The books that have been written, the ideas that humanity has had, is so interesting that you always wish you just had more time to just invest and read and
Yeah.
explore and learn about different cultures, different ideas, different techniques. Yeah,
Mhm. Have you ever read any of the self-help books?
I have read so many self-help books.
Really? Do you
Yes.
recommend one of them? Like one of them that you can see
I
change
have I
process?
there is a book called Forgive for Good.
Mhm.
Um I just I just block on the name of the author. It's
Okay.
by a psychologist from Stanford. It's
Mhm.
Forgive for Good.
Mhm.
It's one of the best books I have read, and it's easy read. It has a lot of kind of examples and um, stories in it that people can relate to. And it's not, everybody always, the word forgiveness is related to like spiritual thing or like religious thing, but this one is looked at from a psychological point of view, and the fact that you are forgiving someone because you are trying to help yourself.
Mhm.
It's quite good. Yeah.
Mhm. Before reading this book, did you ever have problems with forgiving people?
No.
Never. Mm.
No.
But the book still managed to kind of change your
No,
life.
it came out and the author sent it to me. I forgot his name,
Oh,
and
okay.
I read it. I have a lot of books that just comes across and I read it. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, interesting. Talking about books, what book do you recommend that everyone should read at least once in their lifetime? Like, not even, it doesn't even have to be psychology, it could be a novel, something that you feel like can change people.
I don't know. Um I think the world is changing so fast. I mean, we were reading like Future Shock by Alvin Toffler. We read books by A Korean Conspiracy.
Mhm.
There were books that in the 60s, in the 70s,
Mhm.
they were really eye opener about how the culture has changed, how things have moved on.
Mhm.
Um, like Clash of Civilization was a book
Mhm.
that was quite interesting to read. Um, uh, there, what is becoming more and more interesting now is with so many people like TED Talks that you listen to,
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
the ideas that are coming out, the views that are, and they are much more from different people that you hear different voices,
Yeah.
and it makes your life richer and more interesting. Yeah.
Mm. Interesting, because I also actually before this interview, I was looking at a TED Talk video from I can't remember his name, but he was talking about how the school system kills creativity in children, and it was actually really interesting. And
Mm,
actually, on
yeah.
my website, I until now all videos that I've shared were TED Talks. There were TED Talks about humor. There were TED Talks about procrastination, all that stuff. And yes, I agree. TED Talk was definitely the first, I guess, videos and franchise that kind of like got me interested in psychology and kind of thinking outside of the box and not just looking at something for what it is, kind of like expanding on it. So yeah, okay. Thank you so
I
much.
think another book that is the book by Seligman, Learned Optimism. That's also a very, very good book. Some of the happiness books that are coming out, there's some lectures out of Harvard and out of Yale on happiness and on ethics that are online. People can look at, and those are very, very interesting.
Is there
Happiness, optimism, as a school of psychology. Yeah.
Is there a certain author that kind of resonates with you, that you can relate to and you like his work or her work?
Well, I like Seligman's work. I have a friend by the name of Marshall Goldsmith. He's a coach.
Yeah.
Talks about leadership, organization, but his way of thinking and looking at things are also very interesting. He has written many, many books.
Yeah.
So that kind of his writings I really like. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's all the questions that I had. Thank you so much.
I'm very happy that I had this opportunity to talk to you. Good luck to you. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.